How's it going, YouTube? Today we are installing a Greddy Boost Controller on my recently acquired S15. Reason being is because I fried the boost controller that the car came with. Let me show you. So my car came with a Blitz boost controller, but it stopped working due to the fact that I have a very low IQ and burnt one of the cables because I forgot to zip tie back. And so the headers, or I guess, what do you call it for this? Turbo manifold. For me, it's headers. Basically, I forgot to zip tie this cable back at one point, and it just fried it right there. And although I replaced the cable, as you can see here, yeah, basically, I'm pretty sure the module was fried, so it's not working. Right now, I have bypassed the boost controller, connecting just the vacuum line straight to the intake, but it doesn't generate boost. I mean, it generates the stock boost, which is like 5-6 psi, but that is obviously not enough, at least not what I want. So today we're gonna be installing the newly acquired Greddy Profec. Should be pretty straightforward. So basically, I mean, now that I know how this one works, it should be straightforward. So this is the Blitz module that connects from here to inside the inside the cabin, and you just run the vacuum hoses to it. Obviously here I bypassed it, but usually this one would go here and this one will go here. And so let's open this bad boy up. I kind of like that it was Blitz just because it's more rare, and I don't know, JDM people like rare stuff. And here we have it, the Greddy Profec boost controller. I'm guessing this is a lot more modern than the Blitz one anyway, so shouldn't be bad. And I also don't know how to tune it, but don't worry, we have ChatGPT. So here is the control module that goes inside. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure this was fried in my car. And then the display also goes in the car. And so here's everything that comes in the box. We have the cables. This goes inside under the steering wheel, along with this. Probably a bracket to mount it somewhere, the screen. Then we have another bracket. The vacuum hoses. This is pretty much the only thing that goes in the engine bay. And yeah, should be pretty straightforward. I'll let you know if I get into any hiccups. But basically, we are going to remove this one. We're gonna connect the wires and route it into the engine bay, which there's a access hole over here. And then we have to plug in the power source, which we will get from the cigarette lighter, because that's where the Blitz one was currently. And yeah, let me see if I figure it out, if I get into any complications, and hopefully I can record the process. I did kind of want to read the instructions, but it's all in Japanese. There's a few pictures, so that should help, but besides that, it's gonna be a ChatGPT job. Okay, here's my thought process so far. Starting from the engine bay, this is what we're gonna look at, and this connects to this cable right here, and then the actual module. Okay, so this connects to the actual, let me separate everything real quick. So here's one component, the screen. This gets its power and information from the module box, which is connected via this cable right here. This one is the power. So like I said, we're gonna tap into the cigarette power from connects here, and then these ends are open. So that's those two connections, and then this connection gets the info from the engine bay via this set of cables, and this set of cable has to go into this, which is the actual solenoid that goes in the engine bay. I have two vacuum hoses. One is bigger than the other, so I'm not sure which one goes where at the moment. And they connect into this via this and probably this. So one of the hoses is for sure going to be this top vacuum hose that goes into the air filter box basically, and the other one, which I guess you can't really see right now, goes to the turbo. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with the inside electronics while the engine bay cools off, just because I did just get here. So my Greddy Boost Controller was just 3M'd on right here, so I'm gonna try to replicate that with the Greddy one. I will take apart the center console just so I can reach the power that I'm gonna tap into. Or I mean, I guess I could just tap into the existing cable that's there. No, it's okay, I'll just do it here, just to show you guys in case you guys don't have a Boost controller. And if you just got an S15 and don't know how to take the center console apart, unscrew shift knob, pull in the back, and then back. You can see it has these clips over here. Unscrew that. In my case, I don't have a stereo, so I can just pull this out. And voila, I have access to this mess of cables. So the two cables that I will tap into are, oh my God, I guess you can't see. It's hard to do this with a phone, but here we have the power for the Blitz and the ground. As you can see, they tap to the cigarette lighter power. So that is exactly what I will do. And I guess quick reminder, unplug your battery since we're going to be working with wiring. All right, so here's the new one. It actually just kind of, just like the Blitz one I'm putting, it just held on by this weather strip. I just pulled it, put it there, and then I'm eventually going to have to connect it. I disconnected this from the Blitz control unit, or whatever this thing is called, the computer of it. So now I just gotta connect the ground, this, and zip tie this, and then this is the cable that goes into the engine bay. So right now I just have to route it through the firewall. Let's see, it is, this is the hard part, having to work upside down. Okay, is it that one? Yeah, okay. So it's this blue and yellow cable basically. Interesting. Blue and white, it becomes red and black. I don't know, that's weird. Okay, so quick updates. I had to splice the cables that it came with because I could not get them through that firewall hole. So I spliced it and then reconnected it. And I don't know what this is for. There's a okay, so my Greddy Boost Controller had this vacuum line connected to it, which connects here, which connects over to this evap canister, I think. I don't know if I'm supposed to replace that with this one. This one's a little thicker than this vacuum hose. I think I am. And then I do have to connect the vacuum hose that goes to the turbo, but maybe I could just leave this, connect this one, and then use the new one for this actually. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Okay, and I have everything installed. I haven't started the car up yet, but I did put the key. This does turn on, which is good. I was a little concerned since I spliced the cable and reconnected it. I saw someone in a different video just drill their firewall hole bigger, but I don't want to do that and cause rust. So I just spliced the cable. It's pretty easy, just red and black. Splice and reconnect. So let me walk you through it. So from the firewall hole, we have two things. The cable that connects to the solenoid right there, I routed it along here. Make sure you zip tie it so you don't get it burnt. And you also have this vacuum hose that I connected to this T-fitting. This is how my previous setup was, so I imagine this is how it's supposed to be. Again, the instructions were in Japanese, and I think this is like a universal thing, so not specific to S15. From the cable that comes from the firewall connects to the solenoid right here, and there is two hoses, one that comes from the turbo and one that goes into the air intake. I'm gonna go test it out. Hopefully we have boost once again. And yeah, I'm gonna set it to around 11 psi or 0.8 bar because that's what my Blitz controller was at. And yeah, we're gonna kind of fine tune with ChatGPT from here. All right, now I'm driving to work, moving around the settings on the Greddy Perfect. I seem to have dialed it down now. My desired PSI, or I guess bar in this case, because my gauge is in bar, is 0.8, which is I think about 11 PSI. And to achieve that, I have set my set to 20%, gain to 10%, start at 0.7, and warning at 0.1. I mean 1 bar. So right now I had to play around with the start, with the set and the gain. At one point I did kind of exceed it. I reached 0.9 bar. I just did like one pull basically and it reached that. So right then and there I turned the set down because I was at 25% for that run, that pull. I mean, it was literally, I'm in stop and go traffic, so it's not like a full on pull. It's just, you know, I just throttled it in place. So far so good, and I can hear turbo noises now, which is what it used to be like. So that's how I kind of know it's good now. Because when my boost controller wasn't working, I was driving the car, I just bypassed the boost solenoid, so I was running stock PSI pretty much. I was doing 0.5, 0.4 bar. And yeah, you couldn't hear the turbo at all. But now that I set it to what the car was at before, when my Blitz controller was working, it seems to be good.